Can everybody see my screen now?
Looks great.
Great. Okay. Hello, everyone. I am honored to be here talking to all of you. I hope you find this space useful and productive. Look forward for all your questions. So I am Angelica Taylor. I work as an AI research engineering senior at Lockheed Martin. And actually, my title is A-AI, and it stands for autonomous. And today we're going to talk about revolutionizing aerospace with AI inside from DefenseTech. So we're going to start with an overview about Lockheed Martin. What do we do? What is our mission? And like who we are as a company? Because sometimes I know when I was in Colombia, I didn't know what Lockheed was. And also an overview of the steps Lockheed, that is a global company, right? Like a multinational company, have taken to make sure every employee have the tools to develop AI solutions within defense. I have some cool example and stories of success that we can share. As you can imagine, this is a defense company, so most of the things that we do, we cannot share and are under clearance, but I kind of find the cool stories to share with you today. And a small discussion in skills and career paths. So I am from Colombia. I moved to the US almost 6 years ago, and my first job was at Lockheed Martin. I started in RMS, that is one business area in the division of helicopters. I started as a flight controls engineer, but my passion was AI, and I have done my master's and other studies focusing in AI. So Lockheed have great programs and opportunities to allow you to develop professionally as rotational programs and leadership programs. So I joined one program that they have that is power-ups. And the idea of power-ups is that you can do like stretch assignments and learn new skills, like in finance, or human resources or business side. So that way, we are all well-rounded engineers in different areas. So I took opportunity I took advantage of this opportunity, and then I find a power up in AI, and then from there I got hired full-time with that team. So Lockheed Martin, our headquarters is in Maryland, Bethesda, and we are a global security and aerospace company that we engage in research, design, development, manufacture, and integration of systems. Our main customer is the US DoD and federal agencies. And we serve all the 5 branches of the US, as well as some commercial products, and mainly in commercial. There are so many examples, but the one that is very known is the helicopters. For example, Colombia have one of the largest fleet of Black Hawks. So I hope you find that helicopter is very popular. That was deployed in the 70s, and nowadays many governments use it. In Lockheed, we have around 122,000 employees. More than a half of our workforce are engineering scientists and technologists, and we operate in many countries like the UK, Poland. So Lockheed mission is basically summarized in 21st century security. All our products are kind of focused on that. And I'm going to show here a video that explains what that is.
What is
can you listen to the audio?
Security? Let's look at an example. This is an F-35, the world's premier stealth fighter jet. This is the PAC-3, the most advanced air defense missile. Sensors on the jet and on ships send data to a command and control center to initiate launch of the missile, to intercept and neutralize an incoming threat. This communication between software and hardware is fundamental. 21st century security technology allows our military to make faster, more informed decisions. The AI-driven software connects and integrates capabilities across land, air, sea, space, and cyber. 21st century security brings together physical hardware with digital technologies. This is made possible faster and more affordable through strategic agreements with commercial companies. 21st century security builds a more resilient industrial base. This is transformational, a new standard in defense and technology integration. 21st century security leverages emerging technologies into our national defense, so U.S. armed forces and its allies can better protect, serve, and defend.
Great. So there you could see some of our products like the F-35, the PAC-3, and kind of the mission that we want to accomplish. That is kind of like network of communication within all the like inventory and type of resources that we built and the U.S. Armed Forces has. Okay, so Lockheed have 5 business areas. So the first one is enterprise of operation, that is basically corporate with there is a strong focus on like research and technical labs as well as human resources and IT. Then aeronautics, like I always love to put the example, if you have watched Top Gun Maverick, the new one, that movie was shot in California, in our site. So yeah, if you look closely, like you can see like our site in the movie and in some of the aircraft too. And then yeah, so they focus on like high-speed jets, fighters, things like that. Missiles and fires control, they focus in combat systems, either land-based and or air-based, tactical missiles, and energy-based weapons like lasers and things of that nature. Space is more tied with like the NASA project for like human in space flight, exploration, global communication with satellites, and navigation. And in rotatory and mission systems, we developed, for example, Aegis, that is like a huge platform for defense of the U.S. Naval ships that have weapons and sensors to defense. Also like radar, aviation systems. So we have like one division that have the training simulators, the cockpit, all of these, and cybersecurity. So to support all the 4 business units, corporate have created the Lockheed Martin Artificial Intelligence Center, or LAIC. And LAIC have expanded throughout the country to provide infrastructure and resources for the Lockheed employees worldwide. So here is just a map where most of the like hardware resources for computational like GPU clusters are within the country, but for example, like a space headquarters is in Colorado, so Lockheed is in nearly every state. Okay. So the idea of the LAIC is to support 21st century security goals and one LMX. And one LMX is like a corporate effort that we have to standardize all the processes within all the business units, because as you can imagine, there is many companies that have been bought through the years, and each company kind of had their own standardization. So our CEO, Jim Taylor, want to kind of have common pipelines and processes. So with the LAIC, what is important for us? So first, just lay down the foundations, have the infrastructure, talk with the customer, what are the needs and what we can improve with AI. Also build a community, for example, Lockheed do 2 summits, like internal summits a year. One is classified and one is unclassified. That way we can see what everybody that is doing like in AI, like what everybody in the company is doing, because not only the LAIC develop AI in Lockheed, or many other teams develop AI, and the LAIC help to train and do like career paths for engineers to try this kind of building blocks. And so and then that is in like the second tier, where the LAIC have these platforms, like for example the AI factory, that is like this is a logo, that is have like a common pipeline to like upload your data and label it and like process it such that you can just plug in like a preview AI model and see like how if this is going to be suitable for your application. And lastly, the idea is to close technology gaps in HMI, that is human machine interfaces. For example, like the example of the pilot and like the cockpit, you know, like how they are gonna go together. Signal processes or sensor processing, sensor and data fusion, and decision making. And this is where I work on in decision making mainly. So the LAIC have three pillars. The first one is AI foundations with AI factory that we talked a little bit. They kind of manage all the infrastructure and the hardware for the computational needs, for example, like the A100 GPUs, the clusters, all of this. AI consulting is a team that help external customers and internal customers to develop AI in their own product. So they will do like a rapid prototype and train their engineers in the specific programs to continue fine-tuning these prototypes to like be deployable. And Ames Lab is all about building the AI community, doing the summits, doing the training necessary so that more Lockheed employees can train models and develop applications. In AI innovation, and I actually joined a Power Up this year with this team. For like is divided in like focus areas like computer vision, signal processing, intelligent agents, and that's the one that I joined, and is mostly focused on decision making and reinforcement learning. And AI integration, so like here is where they kind of have like they constantly talk with the customer and the other BAs to make sure everything that is being developed in innovations is kind of like a research that is relevant for the client and for the mission. And also all the algorithms that they develop are available to like in repos to all the company. That way they can try out models that have been proven. All right, so how we make it real. And this is the V engineering that we like, most of us, I guess, know on software development. So this is like focus in AI. So first we define the problem, and like I personally work in research. So this is pretty quick. Usually in aerospace, like the deployment products, like these timelines until like operational verification could last like 5 years or something. But kind of in the area I am is like a lot of creative freedom. So we first define the problem, we collect the data we need to train the models if we need data, because I work in reinforcement learning, so we don't really need data for this type of training. I mean, we need like an environment, but not like a whole bunch of data. And choosing the model here is where like an AI engineer will like play a key role, because you need to know which model are suitable, why, what are the trade-offs, do you want to train, you know, like in CPU, in GPU, what frameworks they are. Also, then you design and development where you train the model, you evaluate your model, communicate with your customer, get feedback, like continue advancing it, and you do product deployment and operational verification. Personally, I have only done up to 6, but hopefully the project that I'm leading right now next year can go to production. That would be very exciting. All right, and now the fun part. So I have brought to you these cases where AI has been successful. The first one is in the mission. So if you can recall that at the end of 2023, the Houthis, that is a Yemen-based militant group, have conducted attacks on the U.S. Naval ships. And so it's interesting because AG, like Aegis is the combat system. So it's mainly or was mainly designed for missiles attacks, so like a very high speed or like a very high altitude threat. But now the Houthis start attacking with drones that's like a low level flight. So this was a different threat that the system wasn't designed for. But within months, in March, Lockheed deployed a full software update with a new training model to destroy these threats. And also, because it just have like a ton of sensors, so they have all the data, analyze the data, and just deploy the software update, as well as recommendations for new capabilities and things that the fleet need for self-defense and to protect the merchant ships. Okay, in the enterprise level, so we have Navigator that is like a large language models, aka ChatGPT, but ChatGPT is just like a brand of one of them. Because we cannot use like external large language models, because every information that we put in the chat, then ChatGPT, like OpenAI or other company will own it, and our information is very sensitive. So we have to like build ones that run in our own servers, in our own clusters. And so that's Navigator that we use for, like writing emails and all of the good things that you use large language models for. Like another success case to help standardize like all the software development that we have is coding assistance. So we use VS Code, I guess that's very standard to do software development. And the coding assistance, it is a large language model on top of it's just like a plugin of VS Code to make sure we are putting the right pipelines, the right scans in our code. And we have like a deployable product since the beginning of development. And also to support engineering. So we have a model-based systems engineering assistant, which is very helpful, because in natural language, you can just give a prompt and it will give you like a workflow. So we usually use Cameo for that. So it will give you kind of like a Cameo file with just natural language. And also you could like upload your Cameo file and ask questions about it, as how you can improve it and things like that. And for sustainment in the manufacturer floor, also like it's a lot of applications of LLMs, as you could imagine, because it's such a powerful like tool. So with LLMs, we develop a tool to file AR, so action reports, when there is problems or something have to be repaired. Instead of the operator have to like fill out the form, just describe the problem in natural language, and then the system will just fill out the form for you and save time. All right, kind of the last example I wanted to share with you is the cognitive mission manager for wildfire suppression. So this is a very interesting, especially like at this point, example, because we saw what wildfires could do, like especially destroy a city like within a day. So Today, there are simulators and prediction systems for fires. However, they are super slow. They take hours or days. So our proposition and how we can solve it, like, is to, with AI, just do like a shorter turnaround of predictions and like recommendations. So it's everything about situation awareness. Using reinforcement learning for this problem. So as you can imagine, we have, like satellite data, terrain data. We have like assets data. And I mean, with asset data is like, what are the hydrants? What are the, like the stations for the firefighters and things like that. So yeah, you can think that all with prediction and task allocation is very important to contain the fire as soon as possible. And we did this research project, and then the idea is with all this knowledge, we could like transition all of this to a DoD case or other type of scenarios. All right, now let's talk about career path with a skills lens. So for like, I think the skills for AI is definitely domain and data expertise, because many times, like the models that machine learning uses is data, but you need to understand that data to process it and like, like in my case, like create environments, know about the equations of motions of your asset and things like that. So that is very important. Also, very strong software engineer skills. Like there is a lot of people that are experts in AI, and there are some like AI fields that doesn't require to code. And that's true, but most of it, you need to know how to code. So if you really want to go in the field, learn how to code, and yeah, shape those skills. And like obviously you need to know what is out there, training, evaluation, to like improve the models. Also, if some people love AI, but it's not really into software, then like there's a lot of opportunity in hardware, right? Like how to create these clusters, how to maintain them, how to expand them, how to assign these like different pods for like a network of 122,000 employees that all of them want a GPU. So things like that are like more in the hardware side. And obviously like robotics in AI. And mostly what I can see in Lockheed is like in the manufacturer floor is very important, the robotics in AI. There are many domains, signal processing, autonomy, decision-making, multi-management, mission planning, all of this. All right, I think I am at time, or so yeah, thank you so much. There's any questions?
Thank you so much. Oh, where'd my camera go? There we go. Thank you very much, Angelica. That was awesome. I know I have questions, but we should let maybe some of the people here ask questions. If you'd like to ask a question, raise your hand. And if okay, I'm going to jump in. As far as Martin works on a lot of classified programs, and so with other classified projects, are they able to share the data with leveraging maybe some of these models across companies or projects that you'd work on with different government agencies and then maybe some other companies as well?
Yeah, so there is like a big effort that the military is doing to standardize the like all the communication protocols. It's called C2BMC. And I know in that program, a lot of companies like Northrop Grumman, Boeing, we all work together. There is also cases, there was this helicopter that is called FARA. For example, Lockheed was developing the flight control and the system integration, and Boeing was developing the cockpit. So there are firewalls that you have to like sign up depending on the project you are working on. But yeah, definitely there is collaboration. And within the company even more. That's why we have these AI submits, and both of them classify and not classify to be able to talk. And like actually the project I'm leading right now, I was able to leverage 2 years of research of another team and kind of apply to my project, and we have like a super quick turnaround.
Awesome.
Something that I wanted to mention, because somebody kind of was interesting about pilots in our space, and yeah, that's awesome. So I have seen this, especially in the division with helicopters. So this is what I'm seeing. So the aerospace companies have very few pilots, and they are test pilots, and they will test the aircraft and just fly, like test the new software builds. They will go to the lab and like feel it in the cockpit when they like feel comfortable with the changes and like the design, they will test it. And the ones that actually like deploy, the aircraft to the military are military pilots. So they are not employees of Lockheed, they are employees of the military, and they are the ones that kind of just test it and go ahead and deploy to the field. So that's right now about pilots. Yeah. Another question.
Anyone else have a question? Okay, I'll ask another question. Within WITI, Maria, we have so many diverse backgrounds, a lot of people that work with data, AI, in many different industries and spaces. But I know a lot of that knowledge and skills could probably be used within a lot of the innovative areas that you showed within Lockheed Martin. Right. So they don't just have to come from aerospace. For some of it, I'd imagine it might even be better to have new perspectives in if they're coming from maybe data centers or companies like Cisco or healthcare, right? Have you seen some success or any recommendations? Because I know, where people may come from or other industries or skills would apply, maybe. Is that the question?
Okay, yeah. So actually, one of the chief engineers that I work on, he was like in like Harvard medical biotech industry and just transition. So definitely there is a lot of like overlap in software development. Like if you're a good software person, I'm sure you can like code and test models
Right.
for different applications. So like I will say the easier way is learn how to code, learn models, that you can train and kind of showcase. And like something very important to kind of keep in mind, Lockheed is not a AI company, so we don't like develop new algorithms, things like that. We literally take what is out there. We do a literature review. We know what is available in GitHub, things like this, and like build on top of already kind of known models. Yeah, because to develop like a large language model, millions and millions of dollars, and that's not lucky business. We just apply AI to this area.
Right. Excellent. But maybe containerization and that those could be, I think, helpful skills. Vikram,
Yeah.
you're up. On my camera. Vikram, wait, unmute yourself, Vikram, please. You should be able to. How about now?
Yeah.
There you go.
No. All right. So first of all, thank you. It was really insightful. My question is around AI agents. How do you deploy AI agents given that the aerospace is such a heavily regulated industry? I'm asking because we have built an AI agent platform, and now we are speaking with a aerospace customer. But the amount of the regulations you need to pass through is just phenomenal.
Right. And maybe it's even a bigger question with just vetting of all external tools. Are there standards now, Maria? Or Angelica, excuse me?
Yeah, no problem. That is a good question. So the agents that your company develop is more like for the flight control or
No, not flight control. No, it's more towards the operations. But even then, the regulations are really high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wish I have a better answer, but the truth is like I work in research and development, so I'm not like in that side on like deployment. Yeah, like for aerospace, like is difficult, but you know, it's gonna come. So we need to be ready. Yeah, sorry.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Vikram. Anyone else have a question? Before we'll go into breakout rooms and kind of connect and discuss the topic. I'm going to go into my next question. What you mentioned you're working on autonomous AI. Oh, there's a question Donna had. Great.
Angelica. So Lockheed Martin was my customer when I was employed with Cisco Systems in Colorado. And now I'm in Dallas, Texas, and I interact with Lockheed Martin in terms of both innovation in a variety of different scales. I don't get asked about security clearance because my sister was a top federal police in Canada and because I've previously sold, but I'm interested to know how it's being applied to security clearance just because I'm expect that at one point somebody's going to ask me that question and I'd be interested to hear how it's evolving.
So your question is how AI is applied to security clearances?
Yes, yes, because often in Lockheed Martin, both within Lockheed Martin as well as external companies working with Lockheed Martin, that is a question that comes up.
Okay, okay. I'm not sure if I understand the question, but like the security clearance is like what I understand is something that the government grants you to be able to work in certain programs.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And what we do,
And
you know,
are you seeing artificial intelligence kind of accelerating or changing that process?
no, I mean that's in the government side. Yeah, it's not because I am in my security process in February and they are super bad luck. It's like an interview. So definitely that's not accelerating at all because it's been a year now, next month for me, and I haven't get mine. So hopefully
Okay.
this year. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
not yet, I guess.
No, the government's pretty slow on that. So
Okay.
yeah, that's kind of don't depend on us. Yeah.
Thank you, Donna. Anyone else?
So
Question?
there is a question for Laila. Yeah, there is a lot of remote opportunities. Most of my coworkers are remote. Like I don't have the security clearance yet, but once I have, I know how to like travel to Colorado. That is like there is like a big army lab there. So but most of the AI positions are remote.
Excellent. And yes, Greg, I'll get your recording. I'll be sharing the slides.
Yeah, we
Angela,
can share
is
that.
that okay?
Yeah,
Okay,
I can
great.
send it to
Get that.
you.
Thank you. Autonomous AI, I was interested in because and just at CES, we saw autonomous like helicopter, like big drones, but that could be man-powered. And we had someone on last year from Honeywell that was working on kind of the UX of cockpits and things like that. And I don't know if any of this stuff you can speak about, but for autonomous, I mean, the things you could share that you've been working on, or we could have you back for another talk, but I think just going down for some of the new things are interesting.
Yeah, actually, looking at like known case of autonomous helicopters. So they have modernized the Black Hawk, and they have like videos online to have the Black Hawk perform missions. I believe like in Arizona to like pick up somebody, just fully unmanned.
Right.
I will say that this is more like a machine learning application than AI, if you know the distinction. So the algorithms used there are definitely non-neural networks, are more kind of like path planning algorithms like A star, for example.
Right.
However, I want to find because there is like I think last at the end of last year there was like a little jet controlled by a reinforcement learning agent that was tested, and that's like open to the public. So I'm gonna try to find that link and you can read up on it.
Excellent.
Yeah, in aeronautics.
Great. Okay, anyone else, any questions? Before we'll go into a breakout room, so you can all connect with each other. Anyone? Okay, well, we'll go into a 10-minute breakout room so you can meet some new people and discuss all the incredible info we heard today. Angelica, thank you so much. You can meet some new people too if you'd like. And we'll be back in a few minutes and we'll
Sure.
wrap up.
Great.
Thanks.